You are listening to Sisters with the Y, episode 13.
Hi guys.
Hello.
So today we couldn't really decide on a topic, so we have decided to bring out our conversation cards.
Yay.
And have a little conversation. My first deck of conversation cards I got as a gift. It was a great gift. I got it a few years ago, and I've used them quite a few times. So if you don't have conversation cards, I highly recommend them.
And then they are good. Even with your, you know what, and I was talking to my cousin yesterday, and she's like, you know what, I think I have to understand that I'm not social. I'm not great at starting a conversation. And I go, you know what, I don't understand that because I'm not great at starting, but once you say something,
Yes,
I can go from
me
there.
too. And we almost don't even know how the conversation starts.
Yes.
But once it starts, and we can keep it flowing.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe everyone should carry like 2 conversation cards in their
Exactly.
purse or their wallet at all time. And if you ever need them, you bring them out. But we've brought them out at parties. I think they're great to
With
do
your kids?
With your kids. We've done
Yes.
it. We've done it at dinner, like with my husband and my daughter, and it is very interesting. You do find out more about people that you know, that you already know. So and it is a lot of fun. Especially if you're having like a little, a cocktail or 2 or 7, it's like super interesting.
Yes, but I mean, be ready for the answers too, I guess. And I guess these are not super personal.
No, and then that too, I think they do have some, like, they'll have like loved ones or whatever. I used to have a second deck, and I don't remember where it is. But this one, even though, if some of you want to kind of describe the front of the card.
Yes, it looks like, somehow it reminds me like a Vegas wedding chapel.
Yeah, like you
Like
would
it's
think that these are
black
like,
and
that they're
hearts.
for like couples.
Yes.
Or like
it's
going
gonna
to
be sexual.
Love. Yes, that's what, and it was a Valentine's Day gift from a friend. We used to do like Valentine's Day exchanges, which is a lot of fun. So almost like a white elephant, if anyone's ever done that game, white elephant. But we would do a red elephant for Valentine's Day. And this was something that I got through that. And it's not at all love. Once you guys once we start.
And it's 3rd edition, which surprises me. Well, it doesn't, because I have a lot of questions all the time, but that there's that many questions to be asked.
And we have done it. We've taken these cards out with the same group of people more than once.
And their answers change?
And it works.
Oh.
I think part of it is that there's been big gaps in between. So it's not, we probably didn't do it on the same year. Like it was probably different years. But we're like, hey, how about them conversation cards? And we bring them out. There's always going to be people that hate it. My husband absolutely hates it. And he'll like roll his eyes like, oh no, not those again. But once you get started, I think everybody kind of likes it.
Yeah, you can add like a drink. Like if you answer this, if you do answer it, you get a drink.
Oh, we've never made it a drinking
You know what? There's,
game.
for anybody, there's Instagram that I follow. I think it's called We Are Me Too. And they sell, it's called in Spanish, tragos cards. So, and they ask you questions in English too, and if you like, have you ever that game?
Oh, yeah.
So you take a drink.
Never ever have I ever or something like that.
Yeah. So these are cards. So those are good conversation cards too. Go to their website.
Okay, well, yes, everyone go out and buy conversation cards and carry 2 cards in your purse.
And you can learn
or your
them.
wallet, guys. You can do this too. Or girls that want to carry only a wallet. That's how, or guys that want to carry a purse.
Yes. Whatever, just carry it in there.
All right, so I'm going to start with the first one, and I'm going to blindly do it. I think Sana already cheated.
I think I shuffled them.
Okay. Which TV character, past or present, is most like you?
TV character?
TV character, yeah.
I would like to say Lorelai Gilmore, but just because she talks so much.
Lorelai's the kid. Lorelai
no,
the daughter?
she's the mom.
Oh, Lorelai's the mother. Okay.
Yeah, because the daughter's too smart. I wouldn't put myself in her shoes. But I would think somehow that mix, just because of how fast she talks, or she is sarcastic in some points. Yeah. But I can't think of it. Or because that's the show that I watch over and over again. I have no idea.
I was just, and just because I was talking about this recently, because if I really had to think about this, I don't know. See, and this is one of those questions where I don't know what this has even ever came up whenever I've done this game, but I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were talking about Friends, and she was saying like, "Who are you?" And she was saying like, "I'm a Rachel," and then
but I think I'm a Ross.
I was thinking,
I don't think I'm one of the girls.
Oh my God, you are kind of a Ross. And I was telling her that I would love to say that I'm Rachel, but I am in no way a Rachel.
Well,
I am definitely Monica.
Yes.
So I would say if I can think of anyone, it would probably be Monica.
Yes,
I
think so
I am
too.
very obsessive and compulsive and want to be, right all the time. And so I'm probably Monica. That would probably be me.
So too.
Okay.
Okay, let me randomly choose one. Every time I see Ross, I see me.
Yeah, that's so funny. You should wear leather pants.
That would be the experience, though, how he goes through all that. Okay, if you could go back in time to be with a historical person, who would it be?
Wow. I am going to go out there and say, Jesus.
That's what I was going to think, too.
I feel like it's the
I
Christian.
have questions.
It's the Christian thing to do. Let me just say Jesus. But wow, that is kind of hard. I think Martin Luther King would be extremely motivational. I think he would be so interesting. But I would hate to say this, and it's now going to be looked at as a bad thing. But another person, and I should really quick say that it does interest me to talk to people that are not necessarily quote unquote good people. Just to see how they got there. I've always said that I want to interview people in prison. Yeah. Or people, people that live really rough lives, because I want to know, why do you keep doing this? How did you get here? What makes you think that this is okay? So with that being said, I think Hitler would be an extremely interesting person to talk to.
And I think in that sense, and I've heard it on Instagram too, someone was talking about that. Hitler, I think it would be so interesting to interview him. I want to interview the people who followed him. Why?
Oh, yes.
Why did you follow him?
But I think that's so much even easier to do. You see this is.
But do you believe it? Do you just want to be on the powerful side?
My daughter read The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, and after she read it, and I have this other kind of fascination with people reading to me. So I've always liked my kids to read to me. It's
kind of a lazy fascination.
Yeah, maybe. And so after she read it and read most of it to me, then we watched the movie, and it is really interesting how I don't know that the guy who's the head he's handling this command post, where they have the concentration camp. I don't know that he necessarily believes what Hitler is doing, but he is in too deep. Okay. And now that's it. That's what he's got to do. So I think a lot of it was money. A lot of it was, this was going to get them in a higher status, and that once they were in, it was so hard to get out. Which I think is probably what happens in gangs as well. Yeah, and I think that's why I would be so interested in it, because I think most of these gang members were born into it, and so they get just into it and don't know how to get out. Yeah, but I would want to interview that 65-year-old gang member. Why are you still in it? Yeah. When do you retire? Is there a retirement plan?
Or do you know any different? Do they know any different?
Yeah, and they don't.
They might not.
They think it's okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. What would you like your friends and family to remember you most for?
I don't know. I think at one point, to have changed. To know but
she was able to change.
She was like this, but she was able to change. She was able to prove that you could change. I haven't yet, so don't let me not die right now. but she found that peace or whatever, something that would be beneficial to them.
Okay. And I'm a little more selfish. I think. I think people who know me, one of my obsessions is motherhood, and so I think I would say I would want them to remember me for being a good mom, for my children. Yeah.
Let's see. Benjamin Franklin. I don't know. I think I got all the history one. Of these. Benjamin Franklin said, "Diligence is the mother of good luck," which the other day I told you to look up diligence. I told somebody because I'm not sure what that meant.
Oh my gosh, and I wish
once again I forgot.
I wish I was super quick and that I can say I'm going to look it up super quick. Diligence is like you committing to something, right?
I think that's what it is.
When you do something diligently, it's like you do it.
You commit.
Yes, you do it. Okay, diligent. Having or showing care and conscientiousness in one's work or duties. That just gave me more words to look up. Sorry.
I don't know. Can you be like the easy
It says
definition?
many caves are located only after a diligent search. So it's really just focusing.
I'm going to say diligence is kind of focusing, effort, and consistency.
Yes, for sure.
So that's the mother of good luck. I get it. Like, I totally makes sense.
I think what it says is it's like saying
There's no
no
luck.
You make your own luck.
Okay.
Yes, which I totally agree.
Yeah. So that was it. What is your interpretation of
Oh,
this
okay.
quote?
Oh, well, there we go. We did it.
Yes. Really?
There
Maybe
is
buy the more spicy, whatever, saucy question cards.
Maybe we should look at second edition.
Yes. Maybe this was they didn't have no questions left.
Ooh, this is kind of a good one. Maybe you just have the bad
I'm
ones.
gonna shuffle them again.
If you could live anyone's life for a week, who would it be and why?
Carlos, I was
Oh my god! I think I was kind of thinking the same thing. My husband.
I just think he eats a lot of pastries and at his work.
And it doesn't show.
Yeah, and it doesn't show. So I want to just go to the cafeteria. Oprah. I would be Oprah for a week.
Yeah, to see.
Even
see if she's
to
stressed.
think how she thinks. Yeah, like, is this how you really go to sleep at night?
Yes.
Being so peaceful.
Because I don't think so. Especially
maybe
Oprah.
not.
I've never felt Oprah, but you love Oprah.
I do.
And not that I don't love her.
Yeah.
I just don't feel that she's always being completely honest. Yeah, so I don't know.
Well, we don't see her.
I don't know.
24/7.
Like when she did I love bread, her whole commercial with she loves bread. Yeah, it shows, lady. It shows. You know,
she's trying to maintain.
Like, don't tell me that you love bread and like maybe if you know, I don't know, if someone a model wants to tell me I love bread, then I'm like, okay, I'm kind of motivated to do what she does, then, you know. But that's just me. Wow, like I don't know whose life I'd want to live for a week, but
Yeah.
I would want to say like the first lady, you know, just to see what she has to put up with. But
She's too miserable. Like, why
Yeah,
would I
she
go
is.
from miserable
She
to miserable?
is.
Like,
and someone like I would say someone like rich, wealthy, like living the life, like maybe one of the Kardashians,
too much
or maybe
stress.
maybe Beyonce. But even Beyonce looks pretty drama full.
yeah, I really think so too.
I have to say, I've always said this, so maybe that's where I should go with this. I've always wanted to be a man. So I always say
Yes.
in one of my past lives, I was for sure a man. For sure.
But I was a bad man. Like, I don't think I would be a nice man.
I think I was too. I think I was a cheater and a beater.
Yeah, so there. So
Sorry. But hey, I've got to live it for a week. So whoever that is,
yes.
maybe I want to be Jay-Z.
Oh,
I'll be
yes,
Jay-Z. I'll
yes.
be Jay-Z for a week and see how his life is.
I'll be Snoop Dogg.
And it's an added bonus. So I get to be him. I get to be this very wealthy, powerful man.
And you have Beyonce.
And I get to sleep with Beyonce.
Yes.
Boom, boom.
There you
check,
go.
Check. You know? So that's it. That's what I would do.
Yeah, probably. I would just want someone, maybe Snoop Dogg, yes.
Yeah.
Because
He's just high all the
someone
time.
That's just at peak.
But his wife's not really that hot.
I don't have to, 1 week, girl. You'll get it next week. We're cool. Oh my God. Who is your favorite cartoon character? I'm already bored with this. Don't carry these 2 cards.
Who's your favorite cartoon? Why I'm kind of annoyed with people who have favorite cartoon characters who want to tattoo Tweety Bird on their body.
No, never.
Like, oh no, that's so annoying. Like, why
Yeah.
are you doing that? You're forever gonna like Tweety Bird. My mom likes Tweety Bird.
That's
Maybe
true.
she should tattoo Tweety
Maybe
Bird on
she
her
has
ankle.
it.
Maybe she has it. We don't know it.
In her back, like in her...
No,
the
I've seen her like, in
tramp
the
stamp.
hospital change. So tramp stamp. And it's Tweety Bird with his like or her. Is Tweety Bird a boy or girl? Like with the wings out.
No, that's true.
But yeah, I don't know.
Let's skip it. Let's do another one.
Skip.
Talk about the last dream you had.
Oh, well, you just had a dream,
Yes.
like Martin Luther King.
I
can't remember the last time. And I dream a lot, but I
Yeah.
don't know that I can always remember.
You only have
what I'm
5 seconds to
dreaming.
remember it. You would have to literally wake up and talk your dream out to remember it.
Oh, but then what if sometimes I remember?
Yeah, then I don't think those are meaningful.
Oh, yeah, I can't remember.
I don't know. I know that I dreamt something last night, but I don't remember what. And the other day, which I was like not invited to a party by you and my other sister. But
Was it a good party?
no, I think it was gonna be like a gathering. Nothing
Oh, like
exciting.
of ours?
Yeah.
Oh,
But not no.
And
nothing.
I think I've had like some scary dreams. I think not long ago I remember dreaming that I had to like cut a piece of my skin off, like on my leg.
Oh.
I don't remember the entire thing, but it was something like freaky like that. But yeah,
No.
I don't know.
Which they say, like, don't remember, you don't have to remember the dream, it's remember how you felt. And then that's kind of telling you about yourself.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm normally
Yeah.
okay. Is success measured by money, happiness, or a combination of both?
I would say both.
I'm going to say a combination of both.
Yeah.
If you are doing something that makes you extremely happy, but you're extremely poor, I don't believe that you can be extremely happy. But that's just me.
Yeah.
You know, I've never been we can be happy and love and live in a shed and be okay.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that. So I think that alone is going to make you unhappy. Your hunger is going to make you unhappy.
Yeah.
So I think you do have to have the combination of both.
Me too. I think there's so many different. Are you successful as a person? Are you successful in your workforce? And what are you doing? But I do believe that if you are happy and you're doing something that makes you happy, then there's no way you're poor.
Yeah.
Yeah. But go. You can do maybe another one from yours.
My
Skip
God.
it.
Which animal do you think is the most intelligent? Who cares? Who cares?
None. No, a lot of them are. Most of them.
If you could have an opportunity to thank someone from your past, not the past,
Okay.
who would it be?
Alive or dead?
Doesn't matter.
You know, I'm thinking of the Descendants song because the Descendants 3 years I have to watch it. He sings, the dad of the girl sings a song and it says something like, you should be thankful that I gave you daddy issues because that's what made you as strong as you are. Mm-hmm. So if I had to anything, I would thank my parents for being who they were. Because if they weren't who they were, it wouldn't have made me who I am.
And I do definitely agree with that. But I would say just because I do have a person in mind, I am horrible with names. So I don't remember her name. And so, it was either Elaine or Eileen. I think it was Elaine. I'm not really sure. But she was, when I was pregnant, I did have to, at some point, I did get asked to leave our high school.
And back in the days, because now it's not.
Now
I think
you don't have
stay.
to. Yeah, but I was asked to leave, and I had to go to another school, to the pregnant minor program, which that alone was like, ugh. And the teacher was Miss Elaine or Eileen. And she, for sure, made me... and I don't know that she made me feel that because I think I already felt that.
Yeah.
But she, I don't even know the word. She made sure that I kept believing it. So she knew, she made me realize that I didn't belong there.
Okay.
And I think she knew I already knew that, but she confirmed it.
Yeah.
And she constantly confirmed it. So she also told me about other things, like she had me go to the regular high school to do other classes that they didn't offer. Yeah. And so I think it did motivate me to not get stuck there.
Yeah.
So I would thank her.
Words are so important. When you feel something nice to say, just say it. If you don't, then never say it.
That's the thing that we don't want to say it all the time. Me
What?
again?
Go on.
Okay, when you are alone and have time to reflect, what do you think about the most?
If I'm crazy, I'm telling you, like, am I the wrong one? Am I thinking crazy?
Are the other people right and we're wrong?
I think I'm so over analytical that when I have free time, that's all I'm thinking. Mm-hmm. Just,
I don't know that I give myself enough time to reflect.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what I think. I think of like what I'm going to do the next day.
Yeah. And I think
maybe I should reflect more.
And I think journaling. I do journaling now, which was a lot of anger.
You used to journal a lot before.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of it, and I changed. I said, that's too negative. Like to always be putting all this. Yes, I get it. You need to get it out of your system. So now I try to end it with this and this. Yes, I felt sad or unhappy or whatever, but I'm grateful for.
Mm-hmm. So I read that somewhere.
Yeah.
Not long ago that said you have to reflect on what you did, what you didn't do.
Yeah. So even if I always think if you're a mom or if you work or whatever, you need to kind of at night be like, I could have done this better. I could have done this better, but
Look what I
did do this and that. It kind of changes your
perspective.
Mm-hmm. If you could have dinner with any TV star, who would it be?
Oh my goodness. TV star? I don't know.
I don't know. Is
anything.
Netflix even?
And I'm really weird about those things because
Yeah.
even when I'm really into a show, I don't really fangirl over anyone. Like I've always been this way, and this is why I couldn't have like posters and like you loved all that.
Yes.
And I don't. I still think they're normal people just doing their job.
Yeah, and they are.
I never get like, oh my god, I can see this, or like people that cry in concerts. And my daughter's a total fangirl, and I
can't imagine crying.
I don't see it. I just kind of feel like,
This is the same question you asked. How come these are doubling the questions?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think we got a defective deck here.
Well, let's skip that one. Let me know.
Oh, this is kind of a good one.
Okay, go.
What physical feature do you notice first in the opposite sex?
Their height.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's... And then if they have a bulge, I don't know. If that's popping out.
If they do, then they're probably wearing leggings, and you should probably look
Or
away.
gray sweats. Man.
No man should wear sweats. Please, let me throw that out there right now. Do not wear sweats, and if you do wear sweats, wear really tight underwear. Don't go commando.
No,
don't wear boxers.
No,
don't. First of all, don't wear sweats. Just don't, unless you're in the gym, I guess. But no, if a guy's wearing sweats, I'm already not looking at him.
Oh, wow.
So that's already not a thing. Like, I guess height would be one, but I'm really big on teeth. Teeth is a big thing to me.
But what if they're not smiling?
Well, then, again, why are you looking at me then? Shouldn't you be
You're
smiling?
looking at him. You're noticing. Not him at
Hair?
you.
I don't know that I can be with someone that's balding.
Oh, like in
That's
the
a
middle.
hard one. Yes, that'd be a hard one.
Yeah.
So...
But... I don't know.
I think there's too many.
I'm
too
so
many
old that really
features.
physical, I really don't care. But yes, height. I cannot date someone shorter than me.
And you're pretty.
I'm
you're
short.
Yeah.
So dating someone shorter would be
harder. It was a lot harder for me.
Yeah.
To say I can't do that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever dated anyone that was shorter than me, but I've dated a lot of people that are very darn close. You know, like maybe once I wear heels, they're shorter.
Yeah.
But it's hard when we're tall. That's what we don't need. That's why I didn't allow my son to have caffeine until he was old enough, because we don't need any more short men. We don't.
No. Well, and I
Sorry,
know
short men.
I know tall girls who like short men.
But then also short men, don't worry. Because if you're about 5'4", there's tons of girls that are 5'2", 5'3".
Yeah.
Just please stick to them. And you girls out there that are like 5'3", 5'4", come on. Don't get these 6-footers. That's so unfair for us that are 5'6", 5'7". Like, no, that's unfair. Stop it. This is another good one.
Do that. This one's good.
What do you appreciate the most about your life?
Right now, my perception.
Oh, good. Mm-hmm. I would love to say my children, but...
Well, yeah, but they're there. They're going to be there.
Right now, that would probably not be the case. I'd be like, I can so do without them. I think I would have to say my love for myself.
Yeah.
Because
it's about yourself.
I do love me.
Kids is an extension.
And that's definitely the thing I appreciate.
And that's good. Mm-hmm. And we've talked about this before, where it's like you could love yourself and not like yourself.
Oh, yes. And they're two completely different things, because anybody that does know me know that I will probably, say bad things about myself all day long. Mm-hmm. I don't like my body right now. I don't, like the fact that I'm aging. I don't, there's a lot of things I don't like, but I don't know that I can ever look back at any point in my life. And I've had a lot of lows. Yeah. I don't know that I can ever look back and remember a time that I didn't love myself. And I think that's what's gotten me above water always, is the fact that I love myself the way that I do. And I think because of it, I don't know that I've ever really put up with too much.
And I think that's what people need to kind of know, because a lot of times they feel that if it has like a backward effect. Like if I don't like how I look, then I must not love myself. Somehow you stop loving yourself. Mm-hmm. But if you're able to separate it, if you've ever been on the floor and you got back up, it is because you love yourself.
Yes. It's not because you like
don't
yourself.
have to like yourself. Hopefully at one point both of them come together, but it doesn't always happen that.
It did at one point in my early 20s.
Yeah. And it'll happen at your early 60s. If you can bring back someone you loved for 60 minutes, what would you say to them?
Oh my gosh.
For
60 minutes, that's an hour?
Why not say an hour?
Oh wow. It would probably be my friend Carmen.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just
To
probably
have her.
just to say that I should have been there more. Mm-hmm. Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, thank God I don't know anyone that
Close
has
to you that's
passed.
passed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and alive, I don't need to bring nobody back.
They need to stay where
They
they're
need
at.
to stay where they're at.
Oh, this is a good one for you, Sana.
Let's see, what is it?
Do you believe love can last forever? And I can
depends how
answer
you-
that pretty briefly.
Go.
I do not believe that you can be in love with the same person forever.
Mm-hmm.
No, I do not believe that. I believe that if people are telling you that they are, it's a lie. But I do believe you can love someone forever.
Yeah.
I do. And again, I think if people, and this goes back to loving yourself, I
Yeah.
think if people can separate those two, if people can separate loving their significant other versus being in love with their significant other, things would be so much better.
And I think with liking too, you know, and I was telling someone, I just saw a series and it's in Spanish. And it's about this game of keys. And it's couples, and whoever key you get to go to the room with whoever's key you get.
See, why do they? I hate
I
that they're
love
coming
it.
Up with, yes.
Love it.
People like you eat it up, and I'm
Yes.
there like, have you? What's that? What? There's another one. It's like X Island instead of like Sex
Oh,
Island. It's
yeah.
X
I don't
Island,
like
and,
that one. There's
and
too
they
much
bring
drama.
back your exes, but
No.
then your significant other is there. Like, come on, people.
I don't want that. But it shows you how three couples, how it works for each of them. And I think for the couple that it works for is this. And I truly believe not only do you have to separate in love with love, is you have to separate sex and being in love. I don't think if I love someone, and I'm not saying do this. I'm saying
No,
in
I'm definitely clearing it up right now. My husband is not allowed
No.
to sleep with anybody else.
I'm not saying do this, but I'm saying in the couple that were able to manage it, they love each other. They
But
used it for
they
their
did?
own convenience.
They did sleep with the other person?
Yeah, but it was literally that was that night.
But they could have
And that's
chosen
it.
not to.
No, because you chose to go play this game.
Oh, well,
so you already
I guess.
chose
So
it.
you've
But
chosen.
the other couples ended up having affairs. Ended up having emotional affairs
Yes.
with the people they liked
Because that's the thing too.
afterwards.
Emotions have a lot to do with anything.
Exactly.
You cannot sleep with someone and have an emotional affair with someone.
No,
That you can. I do
You
believe
can.
that.
You
so
can.
I think people have to
but
understand
not in
that
one
too.
night.
No, not in one night. Well, unless like, what about those people that connect?
So,
I don't know.
Well, but I feel that if you decide to do this, then it's one night. It's just that you're not telling the other person, "Oh, I love you so much. I like you so much." No, you're there to try new
But
things.
now you're having to tell them. I think it'd be easier. I forget the name. I don't know names. But the girl who was with Jim Carrey for a while, she was also. I think she was the Playboy Bunny, wasn't she? Oh my God! And she
the
was with
blonde
Jim-
one that
had an
a
autistic
child
kid.
with an
Yeah,
autism.
her.
McCarthy, Jenny McCarthy.
Yeah, she used to say that every 4 years, when your license expires, your marriage license should expire.
Yes.
And your marriage license expires, you have a certain amount of time to renew that marriage
And not pay for the
license.
divorce. That would be great.
And you renew your marriage license. For one, you choose to renew it or not
Exactly.
renew it.
Yeah.
You know? And second, you have those allotted days, whether it be 8, 12, it's a very small period of time, but you have those days to not be married. But also for your spouse not to know it because you guys are now not married.
For that time.
Yeah, and then you
Yeah.
come back and decide whether you want to
Which
renew
is
it or not.
great.
I think that would work much better. I don't know that I can be in the same area and know that he's going to go into somebody
Yeah.
else's room and like or like Hall Pass. I think there was like a movie.
Oh, yeah,
right?
there's
I
one
never
too.
fully saw that movie, but see, I wouldn't be able to do that either.
But
I
that's-
think it'd be easier the way Jenny McCartney thinks it. in her head.
And I think that's great. And I think with having two relationships and not being in love and not loving, but being loyal, I consider myself loyal. I consider
Mm-hmm.
myself being there for that person. But I believe that you can love someone forever. Does that mean that you're going to stay with them? No.
No,
And I think
that's the other thing
yeah.
too. Yeah, it doesn't mean that you're going to stay with them. You can love someone that you're never going to see.
that
again.
you're never going to be with
Mm-hmm.
them. So I think our idea of love, in love, lust,
Yes.
like all that is such a mess that once you get those things clear in your head, then have whatever you
Life
want to
will be
have.
a lot easier, yes.
But I think with me being, I think right now just traumatized with seeing just relationships stay because that's my
Because they
husband.
feel they have
I
to.
have to love them. I have to do this.
But they're my soulmate, or they're, you know, my...
I think if I ever love someone and I'm okay with loving them for the rest of my life, and if I have a good relationship with them, what I see it is, it'll be easy. I won't be thinking...
We won't even have to think about this.
I don't have to defend it. I don't have to be thinking, well, I have to do this. I have to stay with him. I have to... Like, I wouldn't
And
even
I think for the most part, I think that's it. It has
Yeah.
to be easy.
It
And I
has to
think
be
that's,
easy.
That's... We always have to work at it. You always have
Yeah.
to work at a marriage, but it shouldn't be hard to do.
It shouldn't be that, oh, I don't want to. Like, oh my God, I'm going to have to do this for him, but I don't want to. Or him with you, and I feel, or her and her, whatever you are. I just don't, I want easy. I think love is easy. Because even if your kids are hard, if you ever think about that, you love them.
And I don't want to say it's easy, because it's not easy, but it shouldn't be hard.
It shouldn't be destroying you.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be, I can't, well, I don't know. The last time when we talked to Supli, it does sound really good to be able to watch whatever TV show that I want to watch. That sounds really good. But I don't know that I ever sit and think like, oh, how great my life would be if my husband wasn't here.
No, and you shouldn't.
And I think that's key. I think if I can keep thinking that for another 20, 30 years, then I'll be good.
But that's what I say. It's like with your kids. No matter how much they make you upset, and then a lot of the upsetness comes with because we're not the type of mothers or whatever you feel that you're not doing right. But no matter what, you don't leave them.
You don't.
It would be very hard to leave
You want
them.
to, because right now...
Yeah, and you want to leave for a day. You want to leave your husband for a day, too.
Yes, that's true, too.
Yeah.
That's true, too.
But you don't
as
wanna
long as it's just
leave.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Very true. Okay, if you could change anything about yourself, what would it be? And I'm gonna add to that one, and I'm gonna say, give me one physical, and then one just about you.
My weight, definitely. I would be those, not the skinny people, but I would just be those thin people that were just kind of born with the nice size of legs.
They're calling it.
No, I don't
thick
want to be
slim.
thick.
Don't they call it thick slim? I think that's what they're calling it. These girls.
What
these
is
young
thick
people.
slim?
Thick slim is one of the examples I got was the Kardashians. They're thick.
No,
slim.
I don't want to have that big butt. I don't.
And well, it doesn't necessarily have to be their butt, but they're not skinny.
I want to be J-Lo.
She's thick slim for sure.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
I want to be that. I want to have just this natural body that, yes, you have to work at it, but it's already kind of molded. Okay. Like, yeah.
And see, I think I would want to be in shape. I think that's
Yeah.
it. I just want to be in shape. If I can, even if it meant that I kept the body that I have, but it was all fit,
Well, that too. All
I
hard.
wouldn't mind it. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. But I would want to be super skinny too.
Yeah, no.
I think changing about me, I think I would definitely want to have a more chill personality.
Yeah.
I would want to be, I expect a lot from others. And I wish I can bring that down like 4 notches.
Okay, yeah.
That would for sure be one. And willpower. I wish I had more willpower. Because
Yeah.
then I would have the body that I want.
Yeah, I think that would be it. I would
Yeah.
want more consistency.
I would be healthier. I would be, and I have horrible willpower. But I for sure chill. I wish I had a more chill personality.
Yeah, I think consistent. I would want to be more consistent. I would want to be more chill in a good way. Not like you're just like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
no.
And
More
I
like
don't want to be walking barefoot in the mountains. Like
I do want to walk barefoot in the mountains. And I'm working on not having any expectations because I think that's the secret of life.
That's so hard because I do have such high expectations of everyone.
Yeah. Like I want to be
Everyone.
like literally live the present and that's all. And if someone is there. Like to trust the universe, trust God.
Live in the today.
Yes.
Live in the See, I don't even know how to say it. Live in the now. Live in the now. Yes.
Is it not today?
No, not live in the today.
Okay.
Live in the now.
I don't know. Let's see. I'll do 2 and you
Okay.
answer whichever one you like. What do you remember most growing up as a child? Or what is your greatest strength as a person?
Ooh, okay. So what I remember most as a child is probably my mom being type A. Like, we had to look a certain way. We had to be, our house was always very, very clean.
Yes.
Very poor, but very clean. So that's definitely probably what I would remember the most. But I also talk a lot about how my mom made sure we never knew we were poor.
Yes.
And she made sure that we always celebrated holidays, even though she didn't know
That's what I was
how.
going to say. That's what I remember the most.
So we trick-or-treated inside our house.
Yeah. Easter hunt.
Just the three of us. We Easter egg hunted inside the house, just the three of us.
Yes.
I didn't know that trick-or-treating existed or that it is what it is until I was about 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Because before that, I just kind of thought we dress up. Everybody dresses up in their own home and they go from one sofa to the next and they ask their moms for candy. And I just kind of felt that was the way it was. And we were very happy doing that.
Yeah.
Very
we didn't
happy
know
doing
that
that.
other things existed.
Yeah.
And I think my mom did it for that. Also for that, in school, they would always ask, so what did you do for summer? So what did you do for Easter? And if you think about it, we would write. We went on Easter egg hunt.
Yeah.
Nobody knew that people did it outside. We didn't know that people got baskets until later on in life.
Later. I think Christmas was her only mistake because she's very against Santa Claus.
Yes.
And so she always said that she gave us these gifts. And so in kindergarten, when they asked what Santa Claus got us, I did raise my hand and said Santa Claus did not bring me anything. And they had to give me a gift. And my mom was very, very upset. I will never forget. They gave me a little yellow bunny with a purple bow. My mom was extremely upset because the one thing that my mom made sure was that we never let people know that we were poor.
Yes, never.
And so she felt that I was telling the teachers that we had no money for gifts.
Yeah. So
I did get in trouble for that. But that was her fault. She didn't say so. I in my head, I'm thinking like Santa Claus didn't bring me anything, you know. What was the second one? Because that was a good one too.
What is your greatest strength as a person?
I would say my work ethic. Mm-hmm. I have really good work ethic. Yeah. I'm very loyal.
Yeah.
And so even going outside of work, I'm very loyal to people. I've always been that way. You know, I'm very loyal to my friends. I consider myself a very loyal person to my family. Mm-hmm. I'm very loyal to my significant other. I am loyal to my boss. I'm, very much like that. And I think because of that, I've never had, if you think about it, I've never really had problems with family members. Other people have it with each other, but I'm never the one, that has it. I've been at my places of work for a long time. I've never, ever, knock on wood, gotten fired from a job.
Yeah.
And friends, I think sometimes, especially in my younger years, I think sometimes I was too loyal to my friends. I think you at one point asked me like how I can leave a guy so easily, but I would allow my friends to do so much. Yeah. And it's just loyalty.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think that too. I consider myself loyal. Maybe not in that way. I think now growing up and trying to change the way I see things and trying to detach, I will not be loyal to toxic things in my life. Because a lot of times loyalty makes you stay. In toxic situations.
I think it can sometimes be bad.
Yeah, it could be a bad thing also. But besides, no, I think my kids would say that I'm a little bit more like lenient.
Yes.
Yeah, and I like it. Yeah. So
and they like
it. I'm not bad with that.
If you could learn any language, which would you choose?
Italian. Sign language. No, American Sign Language.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yes.
Same.
Yeah.
Where do you want to be in life 10 years from now?
I don't know where. How old are my kids going to be? 22 and 16.
Oh, man.
I'm still raising a kid.
You're going to be responsible for a kid.
I'm still raising a kid. So, yeah, with a kid. I think my only goal in life right now, besides, the small things, is being at peace with myself. Mm-hmm. That's it. I think everything else would fall into place wherever it is, wherever I am. Physically, I don't have a goal.
I think in 10 years, we're definitely not going to be in retirement age yet. But I definitely want to be happy with myself.
Yeah.
And I want to say that hopefully I'll be living my passion.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. Hopefully by
we're
then
in the process.
We're in the process of finding it. So hopefully we find it and are doing it by then.
I think it's that. I think we have come to a conclusion that we know that happiness exists for yourselves and feeling at peace and feeling like, yes, I am doing what I love to be doing.
And I don't know why we found that out though.
I don't
Do
know.
you think it's age, or do you think we just know more people? Do you think it's the era that we're living in?
I think it's the era.
We are living in
Thank
this.
you, millennials.
Yes, we are living in this do whatever makes you happy, world, which I think people forget that living in that era is going to make people unhappy. Because they're not living
because
in
you're
that.
Comparing yourself.
Yes, where again, what we fought so hard to do, where in the 90s, all women were fighting for was to be in these positions that men were in.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
now
think
we're
still
there.
fighting it.
Now we're there. Yeah, and for sure still fighting it, but now we're there and we're going back. We're saying, no, don't do that. Don't live that life. Live whatever doing whatever makes you
happy.
And
I do believe there's people who are truly happy being the president or being a corporate. But what this era has taught me is that you could literally be happy you could have something that's not what people told you would make you happy.
Yeah,
I think it was finding out guess what? You don't have to have a traditional marriage. You don't have to want kids. I'm not having no more kids.
Are we really having? Is there really happier people out there? That's where I like to.
That's what I'm going to say. Do you know anybody?
That's where I argue it.
Yeah.
Where I don't know that this is necessarily. Thank you for bringing this up, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm seeing happier people. I think if anything, we're in a more destructive.
Yeah.
Era. We are seeing more people that are unhappy, that have more mental issues, more psychological issues. So you know what? I take my thank you back. Let's just go back to wanting to work at a bank.
I think I still do. I wouldn't like it any other way. Because regardless of what it is, I'm saying like in my career, I feel like that's not going to change what I want. But it does make me think like, yeah, I don't have to be. I've learned, and I think that's what I'm learning, that everybody's happiness, everybody's definition of happiness, definition of love, definition of a good relationship is 100% different. And that whatever works for you, works. And let it work. Sadly enough, I don't know nobody who's actually saying, I'm going to make this work.
Yeah,
but I'm also surrounded by a lot of not.
And I'm so extremely happy just, following
and not even
path.
Extremely, but just saying, my relationship works
I know
this
people.
way.
My son is very much a day-to-day type of person.
I do, but he's a millennial.
And he is extremely happy doing what he's doing. When he talks about it, he has a sparkle in his eye. And his motto is, I live half a mile. No, I think it's a quarter mile. I live a quarter mile at a time.
Yes.
Like, don't try to figure out the entire mile. Let's just figure out this quarter of a mile.
But that was his.
And I think that's great mentality.
Mind. Yeah.
But he is a millennial. And so let's see how this works for him. So
far, good.
So far, good. But he's also not taking it to an extreme. And I think the people who have also
don't take it to an extreme where I wouldn't go right now and live in an island barefoot because I have 2 kids that I need to support.
Yes. So it doesn't mean leave your kids.
It doesn't mean go crazy. It doesn't mean, yes, everybody go ahead and play this game of where you get to sleep with other people. If it works for you, it works
Everything
for
in,
you.
Yeah. And it's got to still...
In moderation.
It's got to be in moderation. It's got to work for you and for life.
And for the ones surrounding you that depend on you.
Yes.
It can't just be like, whatever, You want to do this one? Do you think men and women view love differently?
Oh, I think people view love differently. I don't know that it's a man.
I'm starting to think though that men do completely. I mean, it's.
But what if there's 2 men in the relationship?
Yeah, I would think.
Do you think they both view it the same then?
Kind of the same.
Yeah.
And what the general aspect is. That's why 2 women. I don't even see how they can be together.
That they think differently than we do.
I think they don't think about it so much. I think men
they just go with the flow.
And I'm not saying this is totally a general comment. A lot of gay men do cheat a lot. It's like a thing that's known between culture.
That's why it was such a like STDs are like such a big thing.
Because to them, I think men are just like, I love you. You're good. That doesn't mean, my penis could be somewhere else. I love you, though. You're my wife. I give you that place.
But isn't that supposedly what open relationships think, too?
No, yeah. So now if you're in an open relationship means that you're literally sitting down and taking in consideration what the other person thinks and actually agreeing in it.
No, but doesn't it mean... No, like, I mean open relationship where they can go and be with other people.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Is it easy? Do a lot of people have open relationships? No. Because you literally have to find someone that thinks like
way
you
think. So,
and I think that's why most men
so do you
cheat.
think gay men on men couples
Are better than women on women? Yes.
Oh.
Yes. I think women on women even if you don't want to be an overthinker, I think women are just overthinkers.
And it's a fact, right? It's just a
It's a
fact.
fact.
Like, just the way we're created. We are more sensitive. We are more, like all
hormones play a big role. Like, oh my God, you have... How many women use, like, I'm PMSing. Therefore, I can eat chocolate. Therefore, I can scream at you. Therefore,
Which
I
I
can
swear
cry.
men PMS too.
Yeah.
If you're with them long enough. But
and then men have all these other issues. But to them, if they have a good job and they have a woman that's wife material or whatever.
And is it the way they think or the way that society has made them? Because that's the other thing. I do remember listening to another podcast to shout out to Uncomfortable Podcast. I think that's what it's called. But they talked about she interviewed a guy and he was talking about how it's just you almost can't allow yourself to think any different. Like this is it. So you have to be this person.
Yeah.
And so you don't allow yourself to touch your sensitive side, to be, to do all of that
because
that we do allow ourselves to do because we're
women.
it's socially acceptable. Yes.
And I think that plays a big role because if a man actually starts to be a little more sensitive or starts to
crying,
something,
because even me, even to just think about it, I think I'd be like,
which is bad because then we see them as weird. And I was quick because it reminded me of this. And if anybody has any thoughts I spoke to one of my friends and she was telling me like, yes, and he cried for me, like he loves me, he cried. Well, there comes to show you how cynic I am, and that's maybe the bad thing because I've had a man cry in front of me and tell me that it was hurting him, whatever.
Yeah, it would gross me out.
To me, I'm grossed out. I'm like, oh my God.
Which is bad. That's bad.
What kind of man? Yeah, if my son cries, I don't tell him to stop. But
on that same note, because I don't want to see my son cry, but I don't want to see my daughter cry either. I just don't like the crying. Whether you're a boy or a girl, I just stop being a crybaby.
But then I thought about it, and it is like, yes, we're
feeding
into
But why does that mean that they love you more? Yeah, I don't know if you've ever had this question, but people have asked me this question multiple times. Mm-hmm. Did your significant other cry when your baby was born?
No.
But
did I look at them thinking, why are you not crying? Yes.
Both. And
they looked at me too.
Both of mine did, and they did,
mine did
shed a tear. But why does that make it any better? Why does that make it mean that yours didn't care about their kids?
And then we play into that, right?
Yes. And it does make you feel like, oh, I have to cry now. Yes. Should I cry? Do I have to cry?
Yeah. And they're probably telling the story. At least mine, are probably to the next woman, like, oh, my ex
didn't cry. And it's probably worse because we're women.
Yes. And
we should be crying.
The other woman that did cry, probably giving birth to the other kids, is like, oh, she was unsensitive, ice, cold-hearted person. That's true. I think we have a lot of these boxes we put everyone and ourselves in, but our brains are wired differently.
Yeah. So it probably is different.
Yeah.
A couple more because we're almost done here. But this one I think is interesting just because of where we're at in our nation. But if you were president for 1 month, what would you try to get accomplished?
Oh my God. Now with the whole, everything's a mess.
I think for sure right now our biggest mess would probably be immigration.
Yeah.
So
I think getting people and trying to get people in the same page.
Yeah. I think trying to get other countries on the same page.
Yeah.
Let's, as a president, make sure that we're helping these other countries out.
Yeah.
And vice versa, so that we are all on the same page.
Yes.
So that we don't have the problem that we're having right now.
Seeing it as this is my country, so then let's do something that benefits, because we are such a big country. Let's do something that benefits others and others benefit us without separating it by race. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because I think that's what we're doing right now, separating by race. And you can be inhumane. You can be known as the best country and be inhumane.
And I think that's the main part too, because in one day we will get into that episode as well. But we do have very similar views on immigration, but we also have very different views on immigration. And I think at the end of the day, the one thing that we would agree on is that we need to be humane. We need to realize that you can't want to hurt people.
Yeah.
You know, you can't treat people like animals. We've done
you
that.
You can't even treat animals like what's
exactly.
considered to be animals.
Yeah.
So why do it to
someone?
And
there's so much fighting for them, which we should. We should fight for our animals, but let's start fighting for our humans as well.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah. And let's end it with a fun one, just because this one, I don't know if you'll remember this, but I remember this for sure from our childhood. But what lyrics from a song do you remember the most?
I'm trying to, because my son has been singing it, I think, and it just brings it back. I'm a baller, chocolate, Ice Cube.
So I am like horrible with.
And I don't even know the words. Yeah, that's exactly the words.
I'm horrible with learning lyrics. I don't know why it just doesn't stick.
Me neither, but Spanish does. I don't know why.
No, none of them stick with me. And my daughter can learn lyrics like super quick, and I can't. But when we were really young, you and I sat down. And we wrote down every single lyric.
Because we didn't have lyrics.com.
We didn't. And we had to do this on a tape recorder.
Yes.
We had to like stop it and write it and play it and write it. And till this day, I know every single lyric to I Need Love by LL Cool J.
Yes.
So that
I think I only know half because the cassette would end.
Yes, exactly. You are correct. I do not know the ending of it. I think we learned like 3/4 of it.
Yes.
And then I don't know the ending because our cassette died. Because we didn't have money to go and buy the actual
you
single.
Have to record from the
so
radio.
We recorded it from the radio. Yes. And then would stop it and play it. But yeah, till this day I still know those lyrics.
Look at the wall.
And one of the
how does it go?
When I'm alone in my room, sometimes it's good. One day I'll do the whole thing for you guys. But all right, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you get some of these questions and use them on your friends, family.
Not all of them. Sorry
for the dumb ones, but all the really good ones. And hey, what if they really like the dumb ones?
That's true.
So if you really have a favorite cartoon character, flaunt it. Go and tattoo it on your back. Do it. But let's go ahead and end this with a quote. I like people who can keep a conversation going no matter how random the topics get. Question you soon.
Till next time.